Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
As you heard from President Biden a few minutes ago, the administration is taking a number of important steps to provide student loan borrowers with relief and improve the student loan system in ways that will help low and middle income students both now and in the future. This comprehensive plan does not just deliver on the president's campaign commitment to provide student debt relief. It exceeds that promise, including by making changes that will benefit students for years to come. First, the administration is extending the current pause on student loan repayments one final time until December 31st of this year. Second, the Department of Education is providing up to $20,000 in debt cancellation to Pell Grant recipients with loans held by the Department of Education, and $10,000 in debt cancellation to non-Pell Grant recipients. This relief is targeted. It will only go to borrowers whose income is less than $125,000 for an individual or $250,000 for a household, meaning that the relief will go to those who need it most. Third, the administration is proposing critical reforms to the income-driven repayment plan that will ensure that current and future borrowers will have much smaller and more manageable monthly payments. This new plan protects more low-income borrowers from making any payments and caps monthly payments for undergraduate loans at 5% of a borrower's discretionary income, meaning after essentials like rent and food. That is half the rate that people currently pay today. And borrowers making roughly the equivalent of $15, the minimum wage, where that applies, won't have to make any payments at all under this plan. These changes will reduce the average annual student loan repayment by $1,000 a year. Fourth, thanks to temporary changes that the Department of Education has made to the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program, if you have worked in public service, for example, as a teacher, a government employee, a military service member, for 10 years, even if those years were not consecutive, you are eligible to have all of your federal student loans canceled. The Department of Education is working to make these changes permanent. But in the meantime, more than 175,000 people just in the last year have taken advantage of these temporary changes and have had more than $10 billion in loans forgiven. So my message to everybody today is, if you currently or previously have worked in public service, go now to pslf.gov to take advantage of this program, but you must do so before October 31st. Finally, the Department of Education is announcing new actions to hold accountable colleges that have contributed to the student debt crisis, including by publishing an annual watch list of the programs with the worst debt levels in the country and requesting improvement plans from the worst actors. These actions build on steps the president has already taken to reduce the need to borrow, including by signing the largest increase to the maximum Pell Grant in over a decade and providing nearly $40 billion to colleges and universities through the American Rescue Plan, much of which was used for emergency student financial aid. The president will continue fighting to double the maximum Pell Grant and to make community colleges universally free. This is, as I said, a comprehensive plan that will provide meaningful relief to millions of Americans, both now and in the future. Targeting this relief to those who need it the most means that 90% of the relief dollars will go to those individuals earning less than $75,000 a year. And no individual or couple in the top 5% of incomes in the United States will receive a penny of relief. Of the 43 million eligible borrowers, more than 60%, or 27 million individuals, are Pell Grant recipients, who are eligible to receive up to $20,000 in debt cancellation, over 60%. Among Black borrowers, for example, 71% receive Pell Grants. So today's announcement will have a significant impact on people who have been disproportionately impacted by student debt. Nearly 2/3 of individuals, all debtors, will have half or more of their total debt wiped out, including the 20 million borrowers who will have their debt completely eliminated. That's 45% of the total. 20 million borrowers will have their debt completely eliminated. 2/3 will have half or more eliminated. The actions we are announcing today are going to be good for our economy. We are on track to cut the federal deficit by more than $1.7 trillion this year, the single largest deficit reduction ever. And numerous experts affirm that restarting paused loan repayments at around the same time as we provide targeted debt relief will not have any meaningful effect on inflation. Finally, this action will ease the financial burden on millions of Americans and provide them with greater economic security to buy a house, start a family, open a business, or save for retirement. And that is good for all Americans. The President has always promised that he will build an economy from the bottom up and the middle out. Today's announcement is just one more step we're taking to make that a reality. Thank you.